I love Hong Kong。
舊年喺天寒地凍嘅瑞士，我曾經同 Oliver 喺 Lucerne 嘅街頭食栗子取暖。今年喺熱到飛起嘅香港，終於有機會回請 Oliver 食懷舊軟雪糕解說。
When we were kids, hear that music, we know the truck is here or nearby. Then we will go to buy the ice cream.
Always the same music.
Yeah, always. Ching 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 ching.
Very nice.
Nice,
refreshing.
6月 Chronoswiss 老闆 Oliver 嚟香港咧，咁巧撞啱 Watch the World 同 Chronoswiss Crossover 嘅手錶發布。我好好奇 Oliver 係點睇呢隻 Crossover 嘅 Delphis 咧？疫情之後佢又點睇 Luxury Watch 同香港市場
Some of these skyscrapers are a piece of art.
Yeah, sure. I think I talk about a lot of story about the relationship between me and the Delphis. But any story about you and the Delphis? That's why you picked that watch to celebrate the 40th anniversary.
Well, the first watch I had from Chronoswiss was the Regulator. Second watch was the Delphis. I like the complication very much, and it was a big, important watch for Chronoswiss back 20 years ago. Chronoswiss was the first one to take the regulator and put it onto a wristwatch. So we do a lot of regulator type of dials.
Yes.
This watch from 1927, Clemens Riefler, is a watch which is very precise. The regulator is a very precise watch. It's with a quicksilver pendulum, and this type of watch makes a difference of only 10 seconds a year.
10 seconds a year?
Yeah.
Wow.
It needs to be put on a right flooring,
right
because every car that goes by makes a change.
Exactly.
But you can regulate them to 10 seconds a year. So in the past, these type of watch, in particular the Riefler watch, were used at the radio stations, at the weather stations, etc. Also for the watchmakers. For 50 years, these type of watches were hanging at the end of the production hall. So all the watchmakers, the last step is regulating the watch to make it most precise, right?
Yeah.
You regulate.
As
they always looked to the end
this
of
is
the
the
corridor.
reference. This is reference.
So it's the second, the hours,
the
and the minute.
The
minute was very important.
Yeah.
So that's why it's called regulator. And then in the 70s, the atomic clock came. So only then the atomic clock took over in preciseness.
Oh.
Today you have microphones to regulate the watch.
咁 Chronoswiss 今年嘅新標亮點就係將呢種 regulator 嘅設計繼續畫出新玩意。
And the Strike 2, the idea is to have a regulator instead of vertical to come horizontal.
Horizontal. Second hand, the minute hand, and the hour hand.
And the hour hand.
But in a horizontal way.
Oh. Then you have these two bridges. That's why we call it Strike 2. These two bridges are holding the wheels. You have a small gear shift plate in it. It's a 40 millimeter, so we wanted to create a smaller one.
Smaller one.
It's thinner in terms of height. It's still three-dimensional, but not as we used to build in the past. So it's a new concept. We also wanted to create the watches with around $10,000 US. So I think it's a nice combination of finishing.
Yes.
With the Geneva stripes. It's called golden gear because we have gold and a very dark anthracite.
Yes. Interesting, huh? Similar color. How come, huh?
You inspired me.
I inspired you, right? When you see the actual watch, before only the rendering, the image, not the exact watch.
It's always a different thing. I think this watch it's beautiful. It's much nicer than what you see on the rendering. Probably has been the same for you.
Yeah, same. I would say that out of my expectation in a good way.
I think it's also about the passion of the whole team. So when we talked about your watch, everybody wanted to see how it looks in the end, So you need to bring a lot of passion along as well to do these kind of handicrafts.
Sure. So what is the total capacity, so far today of Chronoswiss?
Roughly 1,500 watches that we do a year.
1,500.
So we are a small brand.
1,500?
1,500.
1,500. It's not that much, yeah?
No.
Yeah. Wow. So my honor to have 5 watches from you, be your family. In the first place, why did you decide to have this cooperation with me? I'm just a local YouTuber. It's not a big dealer, and I'm asking you to make only 5 pieces. It's nothing to your manufacturer, but why you at that kind of okay, you put down your foot stand and then make a decision to do a crossover project? Why?
Because
It's still in my mind. Why?
Because you have passion, and we know each other for a long time. So it helps us a lot if somebody with passion talks about our watches and has been part of the design process. You know how to tell the story, you know what's special about the watches, about the technique, etc. I mean, luxury is talking about stories, and I always say luxury is not about, it's also about being exclusive. Little volumes in watches, but you have a story to it.
Story to tell.
And if you're around the world and you meet somebody and he has a Chronoswiss, you will get together because you have the same story.
Yeah, exactly. The same, the medium, to connect them. It's very true. I totally agree with that. Yeah.
And I think this is the strength of all the niche brands.
Yeah.
And it's a good time because people, since COVID, there's a rethinking.
Yeah. They
say,
change.
well, I have 10 watches, that's fine, that's good, and these are nice watches, but let's have some watches with a different angle.
Yeah.
And all the niche brands, they have different angles to tell.
It's kind of a crossover, not just the brand between you and I, between Switzerland and Hong Kong.
In our today's so fast changing world, you have something that still reminds you of the childhood.
Yes.
That's nice.
How do you see Hong Kong?
Hong Kong is also modern mechanical,
Yeah.
Chronoswiss.
Yeah, like Chronoswiss.
You see these new buildings, and then you have old art in there. You have these old boats,
Oh, boats. Yeah.
mechanic.
Yeah.
And then you have this
New building,
the razor-shaped building
Yep.
or whatever. It's beautiful, huh? Some of these skyscrapers are piece of art.
Yeah. Sure.
Hong Kong has been with watches for many years. So when, in particular for a niche brand, or if you talk about handicrafts, you want to talk to people who understand watches. These are the people I love to talk to because you talk watches.
Yeah,
They
watches.
talk passion. They want to know how it works. I often get questions I don't know how to answer because there's so much into the watches. So that's why it's important market.